You love Shadow the Hedgehog, admit it. I genuinely don't think anyone dislikes this game. I mean, what is there to dislike, really? Honestly, if you asked me like my favourite Sonic game, I'm probably going to say it's Adventure, Sonic CD, and then Shadow the Hedgehog, honestly. And I can accept why people don't like it. I mean, there are absolutely some terrible moments in the game, but overall, like, I think it's extremely strong, and I think it's actually a really fun, stupid, cathartic game. It feels like, weirdly to me, the closest thing we actually have to like a Sonic adventure with only Sonic stages. And sure, I know Heroes is maybe a little bit closer to that in terms of at least like the look and feel of the game, but there's just something about Heroes level design and the way that game plays, the way you got to sort of stop and shift characters, and the way you kind of got to think and process what character to play as to get through the level. It kind of doesn't feel as much like Sonic Adventure as Shadow does to me. I don't know. Shadow feels more like the busy, more chaotic stages from Adventure 2, you know, the ones with less speed sections and more platforming. I mean, overall, Shadow the Hedgehog really does feel like it is just, they took like the edgy, more serious parts of Sonic Adventure 2 and just kind of, I don't know, made a whole game out of that part, that identity in that other game. I mean, really, I think the only reason people make fun of this game, the only reason it's a bit of a meme, a bit of a joke, and it's always been, it's kind of its presentation. Really, I mean, the whole, oh yeah, Shadow using guns, he's shot Sonic, he's killing the humans, ugh. It is really stupid, and it's kind of, the thing is, I think, at its core, the game isn't really all that edgy. I kind of hate the word edgy because it feels like it really, a lot of the time it's just used to almost downplay something that's just dark in nature, have maybe harsh themes, and I think the word edgy kind of downplays or undermines a lot of that. I think it's a word that's really heavily overused, so I try not to use it myself, but then again, we are talking about Shadow the Hedgehog, so like it's kind of the one place I think it sort of maybe you could argue it works, because really the only thing edgy and stupid about this game I think is its opening. The actual game, everything that happens in the game feels very much just like the kind of darker things that were happening near the end of Sonic Adventure 2. Really, honest to God, I think if you take the guns out of Shadow the Hedgehog, or hell, even if the guns are there but they're not like made a big deal of, if you change the aesthetic, you take out like the 2000s like new metal, street graffiti, edgy, gritty filter look of the menus and the UI, the general presentation. Say you take that out and replace it with something that's more like Sonic Adventure 2's UI and aesthetic. But the darker bit, the shadow palette, right? That slightly more minimalist Sonic Adventure 2 style presentation and feel to it, but just a bit darker, a little bit edgier. The shadows, effectively Sonic Adventure 2, but the shadow stages are a whole game. If you took that aesthetic idea, honest to God, I think you'd have a game with a look, a sound, and feel that people absolutely would fucking adore, honestly, because it is. I don't think I've ever heard anyone criticizing the shadow stages in Sonic Adventure 2. I think they're the best stages in that game, honestly. And really, Shadow the Hedgehog, for the most part, is not running at any level that's edgier than Sonic Adventure 2 does. And I'm gonna be honest for a minute here, I way prefer Shadow the Hedgehog to Sonic Adventure 2, for the simple fact that, I mean, in Sonic Adventure 2, right, you've got the Knuckles and Rouge stages, and I'll be honest, I kinda don't like them. And sure, there are parts in Shadow the Hedgehog that suck even harder, like absolutely fucking tedious missions in Shadow the Hedgehog, but the thing you've got to remember is that they're pretty much all optional. You can pretty much get any ending you want by avoiding maybe a mission or two that you actually don't want to do, which is commendable in a game with so many routes and so much variety like that. So yeah, honestly, I find Shadow more fun than Sonic Adventure 2, I'm not gonna lie. just purely because I like how it flows more, and it feels more like it's an actual, I don't know. Again, I like how it feels like it's all Sonic stages. Yeah, I mean, I think the guns are fun. I know they look kind of goofy, honestly, but I think the gunplay is really fun. You're basically just turning like Sonic Adventure 2 into like a running gun, which it kind of already was in like the Eggman stages and the Omega stages in the original. But see, it doesn't feel like the Eggman stages in Sonic Adventure 2 because they kind of, I feel, also drag the pace of the game down a little bit. So Shadow the Hedgehog kind of has that cool gunplay element without interrupting the sort of pace of the game as much as the Tails and Eggman stages do in SA2. I know I'm ranting on SA2. I know I'm dunking on SA2 a bit here. I absolutely still adore that game. Don't get me wrong, but I think I've always enjoyed Shadow more. I'm sorry, I just do. It's a big dumb catharsis, and I think it's really, I don't know, it just comes together in a way that's really fascinating, and really fun to play through. It's a big dumb catharsis, yeah. I mean, the cutscenes are fucking gorgeous. I mean, who could hate a game with such great moments in it? Honest to God, it's truly true peaks of the series storytelling are in here, I think. And it is funny. I think they're intentionally making this game a little bit too serious for the sake of being funny at times. I think that's kind of the sense of humor that they've got going on here. Because it really does feel like with like Black Doom constantly pestering Shadow, the fact you just find a fucking Chaos Emerald just in the middle of a city, just in a box. It's like it's been thrown out by someone. But yeah, I like the whole the sort of angel and devil on your shoulder feel of the characters interacting with the Shadow. It's really funny. It's very entertaining. I'm sure some of the stages suck, but like, I think some of the stages in Sonic Adventure 2 suck just as much, honestly. But it's the variety. See, each stage does actually feel really different. Even the ones that don't have a noticeable gimmick or different sort of design philosophy, they all feel really unique, I think, which is kind of amazing in a game like this. Sure, I get why people don't like this game in the sense that it's not fun to finish, but in my opinion, I don't know, I think the argument that a game isn't fun to finish shouldn't take away from the part of the game that you enjoyed playing. Because it's not like the game's forcing you to finish it, you know. Truly, when is a game over other than when you're satisfied and stop playing it, right? I think it's a bit unjust to say the game's biggest flaw is just the fact that it's hard to finish. And I do get that though, because it is kind of annoying you can't see that final boss in the final few cutscenes without playing the game like 2 times more than it really needs to be. I mean, I think the way they should have done it is just if you've seen every stage and you've done like 5 different bosses, you've basically played the 5 different routes that are available. Just give you the final boss once you've done that, kind of thing. So yeah, I agree, it's kind of stupid that you can't see the final boss without committing to playing the game way more than it's kind of fun to. But I still don't think it's the biggest problem with Shadow, personally. I just think some of the stages are really not fun. Like the goddamn one, like the flashback one where you gotta destroy like the 30 chaos. Oh, that shit took me like 40 minutes, dude. Twice over as well, because I fucking blacked out. You gotta love the blackout, right? It's not a game over, because it's Shadow. He's black, so it's a blackout, right? Yeah, but I just love, I think it's, even the gameplay, it's good, right? I like the gunplay. I like the speedy feel. It's kind of more platforming heavy than most of the other adventure games, which I quite like for the most part, honestly. The fact that levels are sort of structured around a gimmick makes for some really interesting setups, like when you gotta chase the alien ship down the highway or follow that one ship through that gun HQ type place. Lava shelter having kind of a focus on grind rails. You've got like the flying on the dragon sections. The kind of enclosed space, more squashed in feeling of all the meteorite levels. The prison levels are kind of like a bit of a maze, right? Yeah, there's like a lot of interesting level design choices that kind of reflect the missions. I really like it. I really love the mission-based style, because even though, I'll admit, a lot of Shadow the Hedgehog is really fucking tedious checklist type shit that feels just absolutely redundant, the fact that it's optional I think really saves this game, honestly, in my opinion. I mean, there are some absolute banger levels. I mean, I love the carnival one, where you're basically just playing like a mini game inside the level. That one's fun. All the computer ones, all the ones inside a computer, I really weirdly like as well. The canyon one, the canyon and the airship ones slap as well. Most of the ones in the cities are pretty fun, to be honest. Obviously, Lava Shelter. Lava Shelter is really good fun because it's just fast. It's just fast ass. But no, I think the levels in Shadow the Hedgehog are really good for the most part. It's just the missions. Some of the missions just really let this game down. But the fact that they're optional, I don't feel takes away from the good things about the game. Just that I feel like the weird, roundabout way to get to the true ending isn't fun to reach. I don't think that subtracts from the things about the game that are good. I've never seen that argument myself. That's just not the way my brain processes video games, I guess. But everyone's different for that sort of stuff. I love the look of the game. It's just such it's just such an original Xbox game, right? Shadow the Hedgehog, even though it came out on like everything. Weirdly, it definitely feels most at home on original Xbox, yet it's the version I feel people probably talk about the least, definitely. It's mostly known, weirdly I feel like it's mostly known as like a Gamecube game by Americans, whereas we over here much more know it as a PS2 game, which is quite funny. But the look of Shadow's cool. It has a really nice mix of like, it feels like the sort of cityscapes and the grittier levels in like Sonic Adventure 2. They're less bright and colourful though, and they have like a sort of shiny, hazy, slightly sort of like washed out dream quality to them. There's a definite hazy lighting in Shadow the Hedgehog that I actually think looks really fucking nice, honestly. There's a lot of cool lighting effects, yeah. And just like the design choices for some of the stages are really interesting. I've always loved the feeling of the Black Meteor, the Black Arms base. That thing is fucking, that's a cool ass feeling place there. And yeah, Black Doom, I mean, he's hilarious. He's the demonic flying starfish eyeball. He's just constantly pestering Shadow to just do his laundry and shit. But Shadow just doesn't fucking want to. He just doesn't listen to him. He's like trying his hardest to get his son to behave, and Shadow just fucks off and, I don't know, goes gambling. Smokes a joint with that one guy from what's the Limp Bizkit? Who are they? What's his name again? I forget. Fred Durst. That's it. And the guns. Some of the guns are goofy. All right. I don't think you can look at this game and say that it's as serious as it makes itself out to be in the opening. That opening cinematic, honestly, I think is like half the reason people think this game is stupid. And the president. The Sonic president is probably... The president is probably my favourite character in Sonic, and it's probably also my favourite character in American Presidency. Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow on a ledge, dog. I'm slightly drunk. I'm not sure if that's obvious or not right now. I start talking about Sonic when I'm drunk. You gotta fucking avoid me at the bar, dude. I'll talk your ear off about Knuckles Chaotix. I'll get into bar fights because you don't like fucking Sonic Chaos. Fangs, the Triple Trouble, that one's good as well. Fuck you, I like Sonic Labyrinth, I like it. I like how Shadow plays. It has its frustrating moments, but at the end of the day, I think it's just a really big, dumb, cathartic game that has that kind of zone out hypnosis, go fast and react to things of the Sonic games, combined with that in gunplay form. I really like it, honestly. I think it's fun. There's a lot of explosions and a lot of random unnecessary points in the levels and things to destroy for no real reason. And all the weird power-up bonuses, Shadow's like time freeze and the chaos control. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. I think it's kind of, there's so much stuff in this game that's kind of just there for the fun of it. And I get that people might find that annoying because there's no apparent point. But in my opinion, in a game that's just kind of big, dumb, cathartic fun, all those weird little side tangents really just add to the sense of it being like a kind of a sandbox, a catharsis. That's what Shadow's appeal is. It's that go-fast catharsis of Sonic that is the part of my favourite games, the reason CD and Adventure are my favourite probably, the way you can kind of tear the levels apart a wee bit, and it's designed with that in mind. Yeah, there's a lot of unnecessary detail in Shadow that I think makes it honestly it's a blast. I do think it's honestly a really fucking fun game, and it has some abysmal missions, but again, they're basically all optional. So I don't really see what people's argument is most of the time. Just go to the end goal. Just play the game like a boring little fuck and you'll have fun. I'm sorry, that was very personally targeted at probably like everyone who's ever played Shadow the Hedgehog for like less than like 5 hours. I'm very sorry. That came from a deeply repressed part of my soul. It's the kid who grew up playing Shadow the Hedgehog. He took his fucking PS2 to Park Dean, sat in that caravan and played Shadow the Hedgehog and made my parents watch, whether they liked it or not. TV, no thanks. I have some lethal highway to be getting through. All that shit slaps. And of course, I would be absolutely a fool, a foolish dunce, a fucking moron if I did not mention the absolute godly fucking banger soundtrack that Shadow the Hedgehog has, and I'm not fucking when I say it might be one of my favourite bodies of music to just exist. I fucking love it. Honest to God, it's so... Oh my god, it sounds like they had so much fun writing the music in this game. I love it. The music in Shadow, everyone loves it. I think it completes the game, it fits the look very well, it fits the big dumb catharsis that Shadow's going for. Oh my god, and the tones, the guitar tones, the riffs. There are some fucking sexy ass riffs in Shadow the Hedgehog, some absolute banger fucking, the drum fills and shit, all the bass, oh my god, it's so good, dude. I mean, in Sonic Adventure 2, the Shadow stages have probably my favourite bits of music in the game because they are cathartic. You got that gritty like guitar and drum and bass type shit that fucking it bangs. And I feel like if Shadow the Hedgehog leaned more into that slightly atmospheric, tense drum and bass feel, people wouldn't associate it with being as edgy as like all the big thudding guitar, the guitars, you know, the guttural very new metal sounding guitars of Shadow the Hedgehog that people associate with being edgy alongside new metal. By the way, most things people say are new metal, I disagree. Okay, I think new metal is very different from rap metal. Okay, I think they should be very classed as very different things. Right? System of a Down is not either. Deftones early on might have been in tracks, but they're not either. New metal was just one of these weird umbrella terms like grunge or Britpop or customer assistant, you know. The guy who stands at the door and says hello. What? Sure, it's something to do with Shadow the Hedgehog in there, I think. I think Shadow the Hedgehog, I don't think he's really cut out for a customer facing role, to be honest. I think he's just probably more interested in like stepping on small children. Alright, let's go through the tracks. There's the title screens really set up the title screens do make this game feel immediately kind of like tacky, cool 2000s, hey kids, we play guitar types. I mean, they still bang, there's still some fucking sweet riffs in there, and it kind of slams, it kind of slacks, but like, once you actually get to the stages, the soundtrack really blossoms into something that I think captures the clean, pure essence, the genuinely cool image I think people would adore if Shadow the Hedgehog took out its guns and its sort of its markings of its era. If it had more of that Sonic Adventure 2, just a bit darker kind of look and feel to it, I think people would kind of worship this game's feel. You get that feeling more in the stages music than you do in the music that kind of presents the game itself, if that makes any fucking sense. It probably does not. I'm probably just talking out of my ass, to be honest. first act, I mean, the first stage was like a nice mix of like the guitar and like the aggressive, panicky sound of the music. Like the Shadow the Hedgehog is a very panicky electronic music feel that I really like. I really find it interesting when you can capture the feeling of like panic and anxiety in music. As someone who suffers greatly from both, it's nice to see that in musical form. You know, it gets a bit out of you, I think. I want fucking Lethal Highway, all the slap basses with like the piano, it's funky, and then it comes into that fucking oh my god, that fucking riff is insane. I'm a disgusting lustful monster for that fucking riff. It's beautiful, holy shit. The motorbike, it's all just for Shadow on a motorbike chasing down the big flying space bean. It's beautiful. You got like the fucking like dubsteppy the music in the computer levels, the like Mad Matrix and shit. Oh, those bang. Those have some cool arpeggios, some cool fills. They are fucking they wake me up, man. They're like a shot of caffeine in my balls, you know. It's good shit. And you've got the fucking, oh, what is it, Sky Deck, right? That's fucking majestic. That's beautiful. That could bring a man to tears, I think. It's just those big chords and the beautiful free feeling, yet it still feels really claustrophobic. It somehow feels small and claustrophobic, yet huge and infinite and vast and free. It's the like the drums, the build up, the constant build up that goes nowhere, but that tension is fucking oh, that's some good shit right there, my man. And I like the carnival, the goofy carnival music, the edgy Hedgehog carnival time. That's good. That's beautiful. Give me more of that. Oh, and let's not forget the boss themes. Some of the boss themes slap, like Egg Breaker. Oh, that fucking riff. That riff is like, there's like two guitars going on there. If you pan that shit to one ear, then the other ear, it sounds like a different song, my dude. Oh my god. Fucking awesome. Oh yeah, and all like the events, all the cutscenes have such good music that like really add variety and depth to the soundtrack. Fucking this one, I don't know what it is from a cutscene with Tails. I forget where all these event musics are played during the cutscenes, but my god, they're beautiful. They're just little snippets, you know, but they really break up the game's soundtrack. It had like a nice little moment of peace and respite between all the aggressive guitars and the anxious techno type shit. I love them. Good shit. Glyphic Canyon has some, that has some cool like distortion shit on its main riff, and like the bass and the drums go together really fucking cool there. Prison Island. Oh, is that the really really edgy one? The like maximum edge one that I absolutely love. Oh, some fucking good riffs. The one track that's just called "Shut Your Mouth." I love it. It's a good track. It's a good track. What can I say? Yeah, I think every bit of music in this game is so fucking good because it just feels like they had so much fun writing all these cathartic tracks. The catharsis of the music matches the catharsis of the gameplay fucking beautifully. The arc, oh my god, there's so much music in this game that's really like somber. It actually breaks up when you listen to the soundtrack back to back. The lows, the aggression, and then the peaceful tracks. Oh, is that the track that's like that slow hypnotic trance that just fills and riffs and chimes, and it's beautiful. I'd zone up to that song like a fucking robot. It's good. Yeah, there's so many like peaceful moments in the soundtrack. They have a very somber feel. It's surprisingly very atmospheric and quite soothing, despite being so full of despair, you know. And fucking Gun Fortress, that shit is absolutely just beautiful. I have no other words. never actually, by the way, beaten Shadow the Hedgehog. I've played all the levels and played most of the game. I've just never got to the final boss, because I do agree, it is kind of stupid. I don't dislike the game anymore because of that. It doesn't take away from what I like about the game, but it is definitely a very stupid idea, I will agree. Yeah, some of the tracks, there's that one track, I think it's Black Comet. Oh my god, it is so stressful. There's just something about its melody and its chords and the way that the frantic drum and bass in the background is. That song gives me like a panic attack. It's fucking awesome. I love a song that can capture something like that. It's really cool. And you gotta love any game that Team Chaotix appears in. The inclusion of Team Chaotix improves every video game, and they should be considered. They should just be considered for any video game, I think. It greatly improves most games. Obviously, the last 5 levels, the music in those levels is fucking stupendous. Lava Shelter is such a banger, such a thrashy song. And who can forget what's it called? Cosmic Fall. Cosmic Fall slaps. That is a impossible not to headbang kind of track right there. And of course, who the hell could forget fucking Final Haunt? Final Haunt is such an awesome title and such a groove, such a fucking electrifying groove. It is such a sweet track, dude. Oh my god. Final Haunt, man, I just love that track. That track is just always fun to listen to, always improves my mood, always kind of fires me up a bit and calms me down. That riff is just so simple and so fun and so infectiously groovy and full of bounce and rhythm. It's awesome. Oh my god, the drums, the sort of ambience of it, it feels like this insane crazy jam. You know, it's so much fun to listen to. That is absolutely, I think, a highlight of the whole game for me, that track. I could listen to it anywhere, and it just makes me feel so much better. It makes me feel alive. Again, it's like a bit of caffeine. Some caffeine in the bloodstream. Straight there, injected. Lethal amounts of caffeine in my bloodstream. That's why I would compare this track to. It's great. And the music just matches that catharsis, you know. I think that's what makes it so good, is that it fits the level. It fits the look and the feel and the atmosphere, the concept of the level. It fits the place, but it also seems to fit the action, no matter which of the routes you take. Whether you're being a little shit, you're being an evil little guy who's killing all the humans, or you're doing good for mankind by like turning on all of Eggman's AC units or some shit to stop global warming. Or you're just being a neutral, boring Jerry who just gets to the end of the stage and collects a shiny rock. I mean, the soundtrack fits pretty much all of those. No matter which route you take, it feels like it fits the actions, the path you're going on, as well as the location. I think that's awesome, that this soundtrack just comes together with the game. They pair beautifully, they're great on their own, but they pair in a way that is fucking hypnotic to me. I don't know why, I love it. And like, you go down the dark, edgy path, right? You kill all the humans. And the game doesn't like reward you with a big, edgy slugfest. It gives you that slow burn, somber, trudging, rainy, beautiful, gliding little guitar track. It's very mellow, very relaxing, and very full of shame, because you're an evil little fucker. And then, but you do the good things. You be a good guy, and you get the reward of Final Haunt, that fucking slapper, as you're storming the enemy's main fortress, big spooky boogie tentacle monster space rock oil palace. That fucking rocks. the contrast in the music to what happens sometimes is amazing as well. I know I was saying it fits the stages, and it does, but it feels like the music exists beyond what the game's scope is doing, you know. I don't think that makes any sense, but in short, I really like the music. The music is the perfect accompaniment to what I think is the perfect, big, dumb, stupid, fast-paced, shooty, cool music, looks cool, feels cool, is cool, cathartic, dumbass banger that is Shadow the Hedgehog. And I'm sorry what you think, but you do like it. Also, yeah, in terms of morality, the morality system is very fun. You could make the argument that they're doing like their Shin Megami Tensei thing of the evil, or the Undertale thing. If you're not cool, it'll be Undertale. But the thing of, oh, you're doing the evil route, then the game will be less fun, because being evil isn't fun, and stepping on small children isn't very pleasant an experience. I don't know if that's intentional. I think it's definitely true, and the game deserves to be commended for it. But I'm convinced it's entirely unintentional, because a lot of the hero missions suck ass as well. A lot of Shadow the Hedgehog sucks ass, but it's the kind of ass you'd want to suck, I think. That's the argument I'm making. That's the argument I'm putting forth. Really, I think most arguments turn out better if you include ass somewhere in the equation. Most people will agree with you. So yeah, I said it. I think Shadow the Hedgehog's morality is actually really cool, very interesting. And it's very unique to have a game where the route is determined kind of just by what you feel like doing in the moment. And it still reflects, it still makes for an interesting choose your own adventure book style story that I think is actually very fun to watch unfold. Even if it makes abso-fucking-lutely no sense. Like, Jesus, we're going everywhere with no concern for what just happened, and I'm kind of there for it, to be honest. Shadow the Hedgehog is just one big, dumbass, stupid, gunslinging, gun-toting, shit-smearing adventure, and I quite enjoy a good bit of shit smearing, I'll say that. You should come to my house parties, they're great. Anyway, I think that's me done talking about Shadow. I don't know what else I can say, other than if I can just convey to you how much I absolutely adore this game and foam at the mouth at the thought of any of the sound bites that exist within it. And I'm just a bit, I don't know. I think a lot of people are harsh on this game for reasons that I just don't really understand. How can you hate a game this funny, this silly, this entertaining, this edgy? Oh, you fucking edgemonger. Why's everything got to be edgy? Can't something just be dark and cool and serious or mysterious or just kind of funny and tacky in a way that you enjoy? Don't make everything a fucking criticism game. You snotty little critic fuck. You don't know what you're talking about. You work at IGN. Shut the fuck up, motherfucking bitch. That's fucked. Bitch ass reviewer. Anyway. So yeah, I think that's it. I think my Shadow the Hedgehog rant is satiated. I think I'm gonna go to bed now and dream about Shadow the Hedgehog stepping on children, and Patrick's demonically infused Patrick Star. I'm probably just about how much I love Final Haunt. If I dream about just sitting there and listening to Final Haunt, then I'm sleeping well that night. I'll say that. I'll leave you with that thought, and I'll also leave you